Okie dokie, that worked. The next thing that I'm going to do is share my screen and go right here. Oh, had to hit share. Okay, yes, most of you know that I'm techno challenged. All right, if I pull you over to the side, is the screen clear? Can you see everything? Do I need to minimize anything? Nothing's in the way, correct? I can see you, but you're not blocked. Good. Nothing's okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know, everybody. Okay, so first, before I get started, I just want to bring us up to speed on this is, and I think I did a typo and told my team this was the 4th MetaPWR class in a series, but this is actually the 3rd. And today I'm going to talk about autophagy and why our collagen is the best in the world, okay? And I believe that with all of my heart. I have done so much research, and guys, I never thought that I would be like Jennifer. I don't know if you remember, but she loves to geek on chemistry and stuff. MetaPWR has taken me down the rabbit hole into biology, and why does this work? And what does this mean? So I'm hoping that you all will get a whole lot out of this as well. And I have just a few slides. Please forgive me that there's not more. I got some help from my assistant, but I got it at the last minute. I was with a friend who stayed with me for a week, whose daughter had emergency surgery. So that kind of threw me into a scramble. And she just returned from her husband being in the military. And he's on a 3-month deployment. And she got to spend 1 month of that 3 months with him and their family. She stayed in some sort of VRBO. Long story short, she made this for me last night. I got it this morning. Okay. So basically the pictures that you're going to see are going to be kind of bullet point pictures. But here's, sorry about that. I keep pushing the wrong buttons. I need to stop touching things. We'll just go ahead and get started. And you guys might laugh at me because how come it's not going, guys? Did I do something wrong? It should go, right? Uh-oh, not going. Hold on just a minute while I'm techno challenged. Down, up. Oh, aha, there we go. Okay, so for those of you who have joined me in the past, you know that I have shared that my testimony with the MetaPWR system is coupled with intermittent fasting. And what I found today might really pique your interest, because as far as health is concerned, dear ones, the things that I've learned and the way God has made us, you know that we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Collagen and intermittent fasting work together in what's the, I don't want to say syncretism. That's not the right word. Symbiosis. What were you saying, Kim? Is that you? I thought I heard Kim.
No, I am muted.
Oh, okay, sweetheart. I thought I heard somebody, but basically they go together like peanut butter and bread. Okay, that's how well they work together. I hope all of you like peanut butter toast. It's one of my favorites. So right here on this picture, it says autophagy fasting and collagen, a new way of intermittent fasting. Autophagy gets rid of cellular waste so the body can better fight inflammation and disease in order to function optimally. So the technical, sometimes I say autophagy, forgive me, you guys, but it's really autophagy. I just have trouble when I read it because I'm phonetic. Anyway, the technical autophagy definition, according to cancer.gov, is a process by which a cell breaks down and destroys old, damaged or abnormal proteins and other substances in its cytoplasm, which is the fluid inside a cell. The breakdown products are then recycled for important cell functions, especially during periods of stress or starvation, which I guess some people call fasting starvation, but your body has this really wonderful chemical in it that just begins to process and clean and take away. A lot of people honestly have inflammation, cancer, and all of those diseases that we hear so much about because they've piled on, what do I want to say, oxidation and radicals, free radicals. Those things come into our body through the foods we eat, through the chemicals that we use, even through our environment outside anymore. It's just everywhere, constantly bombarding our bodies. So I loved this explanation, and I hope you all enjoy it too. An easier way to understand autophagy is to take a look at how our smartphones work. Similar to smartphones, appliances, and cars, the cells found in the human body have their own form of planned obsolescence. Just like how our phones need constant updates to continue functioning or get totally replaced with a new model every other year or so, the cells found in the human body also have a defined life cycle and reach a point where they can no longer be maintained or used by the body. During autophagy, cellular waste is delivered to lysosomes, which are then degraded, recycled, and used to generate molecules that fuel the production of new optimally performing cells. There are 3 forms of autophagy: macroautophagy, microautophagy, and chaperone-mediated autophagy. Autophagy, literally meaning self-eating, is like our body's form of an operating system update. Okay, before I go on, because this is one of those, I want to be able to see your faces again. There we go. All right, this is one of the things that happens in our body, okay, with the process of the cells breaking down. It's called hydrolyzing, and hydrolyzing is a process that happens in digestion. And I just got a little definition for us, okay? To hydrolyze a bond is to break it apart with water. It's from the Greek words hydro and lysis, or water break. Hydrolyze is literally just that. Water breaks into 2 parts, a positive hydrogen and a negative hydroxide. These charged molecules are used to split larger molecules by means of attracting different parts of a bond. By doing this, a bond can be split, the hydroxide bonding to one half and the positive hydrogen to the other. Okay, the reason that I read this to you is there is a protein hydrolysis that happens in our body. So everything we eat has a large amount of protein. Proteins are large molecules, and they are used by all forms of life to carry out a number of tasks. They are made up of many amino acids connected together by peptide bonds. While our body can use the individual amino acids to make new proteins, it must break the amino acids apart first. Okay, so in that sentence that I just read you, and for those of you who have been with me for the last couple of classes, what does our MetaPWR collagen have in it? Anyone? Kimberly, you've been with me. Can you answer that question? Oh, I can't hear you. Where'd you go? Did you turn yourself down? Is it your microphone, your headphones? No, Kimberly.
Can you hear me?
Yes, there you are.
Okay. Okay.
Yay.
What does it have in it?
Yeah, what in the sentence that I just read about proteins, did you hear something in there that we have in our MetaPWR collagen?
Is it on the screen?
No,
I'm
I'm
sure.
sorry. These are the summary points. I went too far, but I'm just leaving it there for now.
One of the things in there is the raspberry, like the stuff, but I'm not sure what you said that's in there. So
okay, so our collagen, and this is just, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, Kimberly. I just thought you might key into some of the words, but our collagen is made up of peptides, right? Right.
I ran to get some headphones. I missed that part.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Okay. Also, guys, our collagen has been hydrolyzed. So much of the amino acids that our body is needing to produce are getting a huge help from hydrolysis because our collagen is hydrolyzed, and we have peptides. Now, remember, the peptides are the things that create the amino acids and rebuild the protein that we need for, and I'll go over all the things that we need, right? But for everything in our body, for ligaments, for hair, for skin, for nails, for joints, for organs, for movement, I mean, it is just amazing what collagen does. So there's one more, there was a picture that I wasn't able to get to my girl to be in the slideshow. Can you see that? Okay. I'm going to read it to you, but I just want you to have something visual and interesting because I know just listening to my voice could be boring after a while. Eh? Okay. So, autophagic fasting is a process of intermittent fasting that triggers an autophagic response by managing your dietary intake and protein levels. So here is the really, I went like I could have done a dance or something, guys, when I read this, because these things were not innate to me, but I knew that adding collagen to what I had already been doing. Many of you know that I have been doing keto and intermittent fasting for over 3 years. And I got to the place where it was like, what's wrong? Instead of losing weight, I was gaining weight. Things were just going all wrong and backward, right? But intuitively, that's the word I want to use. I knew that somehow combining these two things was going to kick it into gear and the next level, right? So here's what I want to share with you about this autophagy and collagen working together. So as we age, we're exposed to more free radicals from the foods we eat, the air we breathe, and the products that we use every day. This taxes our cells and causes them to become damaged at a much faster rate. These damaged cells, organelles, and aggregates then linger in our connective tissues and organs and cause inflammation and disease. Autophagy takes the burden of maintaining these inefficient and often useless cells away from the body and frees it up to fight inflammation deter the development of diseases, and function optimally. Wow. Huh? Wow. So many of you girls, you know that in the Bible, biblically, and that's my resource book. That's where I go for everything: what to eat, what to put on, what to say, what not to say, what to listen to, what not to listen to. It's a good book. If you don't read it, read it. Okay, the end. I just wanted to share that one of the amazing things is when we pay attention in there, it talks about intermittent fasting. How many of you have read this book and seen intermittent fasting in the Bible? Oh, no. How about you, Hannah? I bet you have.
I mean, I guess there's a time for everything, right? Isn't there?
Do you remember there are people who, and I'm not trying to get into a Bible study, but I'm just trying to share with you, there's a whole couple of chapters in there on food. And some people eat vegetables and some people eat meat. And it says, don't argue over meat and vegetables. Some consider Monday a good day not to eat. And some consider Wednesday a good day not to eat. It's all in that package about food. Okay. That's what that's all about. So intermittent fasting is encouraged. And there are so many health benefits to it. Also, if you just think practically, back in the day when people were more, and you correct me, Hannah, if I'm wrong on this term, more agrarian, there would be times crops would fail. There would be times animals would die, right? There would be scarcity due to weather, things like we're seeing now, right? So people did not eat 3 meals a day with snacks every day. That is a relatively new thing that, has come out of our culture. And just as an aside, in case you guys wondered, Skittles aren't food, okay? Neither are Tootsie Rolls. They're not food, right? They're not good for you. We've ended up just putting in our mouth all kinds of things that taste great, but it would be just like somebody going to, I don't want to get really graphic. How about the garbage can and picking something to eat out of there, right? It's not doing you any good. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your body, and it will hurt your cells. And people wonder, why do we have all this diabetes? Why do we have all this cancer? What's going on? And it has everything to do with, the root is our diet. Looks like I lost Hannah. I hope she can come back. They might be having a storm over there or something, huh? Okay, so here is something that I want to share with you about the benefits of this intermittent fasting or autophagy. Okay, the first thing, a strengthened immune system. So along with damaged and ineffective cellular material, autophagy may also remove viruses and bacteria to help fight off infections. Now, who can't use that, right? Who heard the news today? What are they saying? Nobody heard the news today? Stephanie, did you hear the news today? No. So they are mandating masks in certain places again because they say we have these viruses on the rise. In some places, they're bringing back the shot as a mandate. Rutgers is a university somewhere, and this year you cannot attend unless you get a shot and wear a mask. Yeah. So what we want to do is strengthen our immune systems because there's a whole lot of hokey pokey going on out there. And with strong immune systems, we should be able to fight these things off. Remember how it was with the last virus? If you put into your body vitamin D3, zinc, vitamin C. If you didn't eat any sugar, you could kick this thing. I'm not saying it wasn't real, but it wasn't a death sentence. 95% of seniors over 75 years of age recovered from this. It was the flu. It was very flu-like. It had a couple of new symptoms because personally, and this is Lisa, I think somebody was monkeying around, but it really is something that our bodies can fight off. Okay, so that was number one. Number two, anti-aging and increased longevity. So when you do intermittent fasting, you know what happens, girls? Your stem cells begin to reproduce and multiply. That's like turning on the fountain of youth in your body. Okay, so I'll be showing you a picture of my face that I've put up a couple of times at the end, so you can see where I was when I started MetaPWR and what's happened to my skin today. It regulates blood sugar. Okay, helps regulate blood sugar. It lowers the risk of neurodegenerative disease. Do you know, I think I shared this last time I did this class, that type 3 diabetes is now another name for dementia. Did you all know that? I shared that in the last class. That's what they're calling it, type 3 diabetes. Okay, improves muscle performance. Autophagy plays a huge role in the physical performance of our muscles. When we exercise, oxidative stress is placed on our cells, which can trigger autophagy, removing cellular debris and boosting our energy. I learned from Dr. Lustig, who I talked about in the second class that I shared with you on MetaPWR, that he says when you exercise, 5 out of 8 body functions are repaired, but there are 3 that exercise doesn't touch. And what he said was, you can't run your way out of a bad diet. So you can improve 5 areas, but there are 3 that still need to be addressed, okay? And we talked a lot about that in part 2, so I'm not gonna readdress that. If anybody didn't get part 2 of MetaPWR and would like a copy, let me know. I'll be happy to send it to you. And finally, autophagy tightens and firms skin. So after hitting 30, the fibroblasts in our skin start to accumulate more waste, which slows the production of collagen. Now, the collagen production starts slowing between 25 and 30 years of age. And at that time, that's when you begin to see the signs of aging. You know, my kids are in their 30s, and of course, I think they're gorgeous, but I noticed they're getting those smile lines and they look fantastic. Their skin's still, you know, youthful and dewy and all of that, but you can see that the collagen is beginning to subside and it's starting to show up in their face. So anyway, all right, so here, what I'd like to do is the summary points of what we were talking about with autophagy. And then I'm going to go on and really share about our collagen. I'm so excited about this. So the summary points are: the cells found in the human body have a defined life cycle and reach a point where they can no longer be maintained or used by the body. Autophagy takes the burden away from the body of maintaining these inefficient cells, which frees it up to fight inflammation, deter the development of diseases, and function optimally. Autophagic fasting is a process of intermittent fasting that triggers an autophagic response by managing your dietary intake and protein levels. And then powdered collagen supplements, MetaPWR, are a great way to measure exactly how much protein you're consuming. They help you feel fuller throughout the day and kick autophagy into gear while still getting the most of the health benefits of intermittent fasting. So, isn't that awesome? Let me see if I can make this move again. Sometimes it just doesn't move. Let me pull the gallery back up. So I'm using my down button and my this button. How about if I click in it?
I think you need to stop sharing your screen and then you can go back.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, stop screen sharing and then you can come back into
Okay, I'll fix it, honey. Thank you. Let me minimize. I want to welcome everybody that I didn't see at the beginning. I'm so glad you're all here. Let me stop sharing. And I'm going to minimize and go to my slideshow and try to fix this because it just isn't working the way it's supposed to. So there we go. You can't see it right now, right? 8, 7.
I think Dale is asking for the copy of your other MetaPWR class.
Oh, Dale, I am delighted to send those to you. I'll check all that has been said in the chat box unless Kim catches me up on everything. I will take a look and see what I can do for everyone. And now I'm back to sharing my screen and hoping that it's going to work this time. There we go. Okay, so everybody, what I want to do here is talk to you about, oh, darn it. There it goes again. Ah, it's just not working. There. I just need to stop touching buttons, okay? All right, what I did was I got this chart because I wanted you all to know how magnificent doTERRA's marine collagen is. There are 9 different sources of our marine collagen, and I have a photo here, but the photo was, just a second. Where on the photo is sideways, and so I couldn't upload it. See how that is? I couldn't make it part of the slideshow, but what I'd like to do is go ahead and read to you the types of collagen that are in our MetaPWR, and it is marine-based collagen. So we have collagen type 1, which is for skin beauty. We have collagen type 2, which is for bone protection, the main component of cartilage. Collagen type 3, I think I'm not good with Roman numerals. So there's a 1 and a V. Is that collagen type 4? That's not 3, right? Wouldn't I have 3 lines if it was someone? I think it's collagen type 4. Okay. And that is for dermis and epidermis, malleability, elasticity, and resiliency. Okay. Then we have collagen type 5, which stabilizes type 1 and type 2 collagen. We have collagen type 6, which stabilizes muscle function, cell membranes, inhibits cell apoptosis, which is a degradation, and oxidation. And then we have collagen type 25, which supports normal brain aging. Right on, rock on, right? That is amazing. And then we have COL, which I think is an abbreviation for collagen, 1A2 2, that supports elastic fiber formation in connection tissue. And finally, vacuolar protein sorting 37A, which is involved in cell growth and differentiation. So ladies, you need to know that most collagens that you could get at the health food store, you know, things that are touted as the best, they have no more than 5 in them. And many of them are bovine, for example, or porcine, okay? There are other marine collagens, but again, you don't have as many collagen types in them as doTERRA does. Absolutely brilliant. So what I have here that I just wanted to share with you about the differences between marine and bovine is our fish is wild caught in Italy. Those are where we go and we get our wild caught fish from that we use in MetaPWR's collagen. In a cow, you know, generally you're going to find them farm raised. Is it sustainable? Very. That product inside that little package it's long lasting and it won't break down. So, and then bovine collagen, it has a faster expiration, so not likely. What is the sodium content in marine collagen? Low. In bovine, high. Speed of absorption, high with the marine, low with the bovine. Something that somebody said, but I couldn't find it again when I went back to my research, was that the human body and fish are more alike than people and cows, or definitely not pigs, for example. Okay, type of collagen. Normally, it would be type 1 for marine. Again, in our collagen, we have 9 different types. And in bovine, they have a type 1 and type 3. So normally, marine collagen would address skin beauty, just skin beauty in this particular type that I was looking up, because this isn't doTERRA's that I'm doing a comparison to. I'm just comparing marine and bovine here, okay? And type 1 was skin, and type 1 and type 2 for the type 3 for the cow is also skin, according to what I have here. So, and then exposure to antibiotics and hormones. Oh, the fish are in the sea. Thank the Lord. Nobody's out there feeding them, you know, processed grain and things like that. And so, and it's definitely possible in bovine collagen if the cows are farmed, because farmers are feeding them not always grass-fed, grass-finished, and they also give vaccines to their cows. And who knows what else? I know that we worry about it with dairy cows. In milk, we worry about all the additional hormones and GMO feed and all that kind of thing. So I thought this was really interesting. Okay, here are the benefits of the marine collagen. So skin rejuvenation, improved digestion, promotes strong bones, liver detox. This is brilliant. Again, in number 2, when I was sharing with you all, fatty liver is an epidemic in America. And now 5-year-olds are showing up with fatty liver. And we discussed that in detail in the last presentation. So this is brilliant, you guys. Getting that marine collagen in there is also supporting your liver. Improved energy levels, absolutely. And then safe sources of collagen, which I showed you earlier on the screen. So finally, I just wanted to show you the proof is in the pudding. And I keep having people tell me, hey, Lisa, you're aging backward. I have been taking MetaPWR now for 10 months. My energy is amazing. My cognitive function, I think it's gotten better, but you guys hear me stumble over my words every once in a while. So maybe I'll be a super user. Maybe I'll start taking 2 packets before I teach the next class. You guys can let me know. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing because I've shared a good long time. I want to ask here, do you have any questions? Is there anything that I might be able to elaborate on a little bit? So I guess Hannah wasn't able to come back. Please go ahead, Stephanie.
Okay, so when you talk about the autophagy fasting, okay, so is that a certain time that you should fast?
Yes, when the article that I gleaned this from recommends for people to do the 16-8. For me, because I'm an older gal, you know, I do the 24, but I am not rigid, girls. If I feel like I want to have a snack outside of my window, I do, but I'm careful with what I eat. If I have a snack, I'll have a handful of nuts or I'll have a bunch of fruit like blueberries, raspberries. Let's see, there was a couple of weeks that I was eating ice cream once a week. I haven't done that for a while. I try to eat ice cream and I have this coconut that I sent Kimberly a picture of. I try to eat that like once a month. And, you know, every once in a while there may be a treat, but I don't call it a cheat. I really laughed because Dr. Lustig, again, who I shared with you guys in number 2, he pointed us over to, you know, how we trick ourselves and say, you know, oh, we can have a cheat day. And I was watching another program and the doctor went to his wife and said, hey, can I have a cheat day? And he was talking about their marriage, right? It's like, what's this cheat day stuff? And the wife took the butcher knife and, you know, but anyway, we do funny things, don't we? We think funny ways. I have really learned in the last 10 months to eat satiating fats. So things like, you know, peanut butter, avocados, cheese, all of those kinds of things really satiate you and help you to not be hungry. Plus, if you have the MetaPWR system, and say you go to a workout and you're hungry, because that's normal. Your body does that after you've worked out. We have all of the helps. We have the beadlets. We have the oil in the capsule. What's it called? I'm sorry, guys. It's just MetaPWR oil capsules, isn't it? Maybe somebody, yeah. Or the oil itself or the gum. There's all kinds of ways so that you don't go off and eat something that you shouldn't. But again, it's not wrong to have like a handful of nuts. I'll do mixed nuts or pistachios. Those are my favorite. So
for eating in the 4 hours, then are you taking the MetaPWR, like the soft gels and the assists? Are you taking those within the 4 hours?
So for me, Stephanie, because I've been doing it for 10 months, I'm not hungry. So I really only have to take the assist, and I eat at 1 o'clock every day. So I take the assist 1/2 an hour before. If I do fiber early in the morning. The other thing I found out about intermittent fasting is you can still have your coffee and you can have up to 200 calories and not have it touch your glucose. So you could do a splash of extra heavy whipping cream in your coffee, right? And you can eat a little bit of protein. So if you wanted to put nuts in there, this is all good for you. It will not mess up your fast. Okay. But if you were to eat a 200-calorie chocolate bar, that's a whole nother thing. You can't do that. Okay. So
you're not taking the MetaPWR soft gels 3 times a day then, because you're not eating like that. Okay.
I'm adapted, Stephanie. For those who want to try this and their body hasn't adapted, I highly recommend that you have those other things on hand to curb your cravings until your body adapts. And most people find the 16-8 window the easiest to do because you spend most of your time sleeping. You know, you start in the evening. That's where I've always started any fast that I do. It starts in the evening. So usually it would be after dinner back in the day. But now I eat one large meal and I stop eating at 5. And then I'm filling myself up on fluids. So I take the fiber. I take the collagen at night because it seems to really help me sleep. It doesn't amp me up. Several times before, I've shared with you all that sometimes you should try the morning for 3 days and you should try the evening and see which you like better. Some people wind up, they feel like they have huge energy and they're up all night. So you don't want to do it then, but it's a good thing to try and establish and see what your body likes. So did I cover
Couple
it all?
other comments in the chat. I don't know if you've seen. Luani says, I would love to see your other classes too. May I share them on my website?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes,
And
yes.
Kathy says your hair also looks a lot healthier.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. It has really, really changed my life, guys. And it's just been so much fun learning all this stuff because of the impact that it's had on me. I think I shared my testimony in some of the other classes as well, that I was tired and fat and sick, just in pain a lot. And I have none of that anymore. So yippee.
The other
Yes.
comment is Dale is saying that she only eats between 1 and
Excellent. Excellent, Dale. And, you know, the key is being mindful of what you're putting in because food has the power to heal. And then we eat a lot of non-foods and those are destructive. So what's a non-food? I'm going to say that the American diet is made up of processed food. And the more processed food you put in, if you start reading ingredients, you start to see how much sugar is added. And what I found out that was really mind-blowing, guys, is we don't need sugar. Our body produces it. When we're eating the right food, it creates glucose. When we put it in, that's when we trigger insulin. And when we trigger insulin, insulin says, oh, I need to put this away for a rainy day, right? It doesn't know how and what to do with it, especially fructose or fructose. Again, it's in the other teaching I shared, but this poison in your body, it's just like cyanide. You don't see the results of that immediately, but look at our culture. Look how sick we are, how many cancers there are. So anyway, tricksy, those people, what they won't do for $1.
I thought the second picture was Tabby. That when you put the 2 pictures, I thought
You do?
it took me, you know, to realize that, but I sure did.
There is such a difference, isn't there? It's just, I feel like I'm aging backward. It's really, really been wonderful. So is there anyone else, any other questions or thoughts before I'll go ahead and stop the recording then. Here we go.